Hello and welcome back for part 57 of This is Total War with Throgg. So, let's start by getting Wulfric on his way down towards the fighting. Yeah, I think I just want to make for Erengrad as fast as possible. Don't need to replenish this turn, so I can go ahead and just force march through. And let's see, I've got this new sorcerer. So he's got the knowledgeable trait, but obviously it'd be nice to get him a little leveled up. So let's stick him into Lamont Torgeson's army. And Lamont actually just grabbed Lightning Strike, that's good. Sadly, Wulfric's just a tiny bit too far away to join in this fight, but it doesn't really matter. And just keep sacking the settlement, I think. Okay. Now I will kick out Sorcerer, have him head further south, and Lamont can come back up. Oh, nuts, he can't get back up to Tower of Crack. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I was hoping you'd get back up here and actually do some more recruiting. Oh well, no problem. So down this way, I didn't see any movement out of the Empire armies. So there's a full stack with Karlfrans here, another stack here that's recovering to full strength over this end turn. Lots of missile units and artillery in this army. Yeah, it's kind of a mix of stuff in this army. Karl's too. Then there's this new army.
I'll ignore that.
Okay, who's recruiting here?
Impossible. No, I cannot. I will not obey.
I think this guy Maternus von Hassel is recruiting. Alright. So looking at Wolfenburg here. Yeah, military presence 20, so that means they actually have a full stack in Wolfenburg too. So despite the fact that we have been fighting and killing their armies, the Empire's still got a lot of military strength right here. 1, 2, 3 full stacks and more on the way. No military presence over this way though. Yeah, they're not bothering to recruit in Volksgrad. Probably sensible. Alright, so I think the main decision is what to do with Throgg and Herber. I guess I'm maybe more inclined to try and set an ambush with Throgg than I am to actually go and make an attack this turn. Yeah, so the issue is that we could get as far as Castle von Rauken, but then we wouldn't really be able to make our way back. Also, a little light on
Slaughter the sheep. The tribe
units here. So Hober's at full strength. I think I'm going to switch this sorcerer. Oh, this sorcerer's Law of Metal though. But this guy's a fire wizard for some reason. I guess I've got a fire wizard coming, but I really want him to be learning to block armies. Alright, well I'm going to transfer a couple of Marauder infantry to Throgg. Over either way here. Let's do this. And yeah, I think I probably should give him the sorcerer as well.
on the prowl.
Then Hober, I think I'm happy just having him stand in Erengrad.
Chieftain
Um,
of the tribe.
How far can Karlfrans get?
Do not take me for a fool.
I'm sure he can't launch the attack by sea in the one turn. So he could support an attack against Erengrad if he came up here in force march. Yeah. Alright. I think I'm kind of seeing what I can do here. If I have Throgg...
Absolutely not.
Ah, it's 2 heroes right here. That's pretty unfortunate.
Did you say something?
Let's go see...
Yes, going.
I know that there's troops in Wolfenburg.
I go.
There we go. That's Volkmar.
Impossible.
Yep.
Speak
I think this full stack here is probably the best bet for blocking. How do I only have 35% success chance? I don't know. I guess maybe because I've done successful hero actions in the previous turns.
A battle is foreseen. Souls for the
Alright, we failed to block Carl again, but that's less surprising. And yeah, I was working on magic with this sorcerer. Alright, so no block attempt successful. I was thinking, yeah, have Throgg stand an ambush stance down here, and then have Hober behind him maybe bait out an attack. The problem with that is that if the ambush gets discovered, then... we could end up fighting this army plus...
Not possible.
Volkmar can move all the way up here as well. Yeah, I think I should be very cautious on turns like this where I don't manage either block successful or, you know, no block successfully.
I eat my enemies.
Wolfric's going to be here in one turn. Arrogant itself is fairly well defended. Yeah, we've got a Feral Mammoth in there. Okay, lots of basic marauders, I guess that doesn't count for too much, but still, there's plenty of bodies. So maybe we just stay close to Erengrad this turn. Could try and assassinate...
No.
Well, I could try and assassinate this
would break my
one.
vows.
What am I working? I think that probably makes sense. Yeah, 82% chances of getting that to work. Right, he's only wounded, that's fine. See if I can
Bloodthirsty.
get this other one too. Yeah. Alright, so Hobart, why don't you stand in Erengod itself? And then... because the other slight concern is the Empire starting to move up and recolonize territory. So now that I've got rid of those heroes, I feel like I can go into ambush stance with Throgg.
No.
So, although Throgg's without his working, so I don't actually want to fight over this end turn. Right. I could just stand here and raid camp stance then. So what could happen?
Not possible.
I don't want to fight these armies without the working.
Lord of the monster horde.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. I possibly should have just ignored those heroes, kept my working in the army, keep Throgg as strong as possible. Because the working is a big part of my strategy for dealing with certainly the
Unwise.
Empire artillery. So Volkmar can't make an attack here. I actually don't think that this guy Oleg has enough movement to get to Erengrad.
I eat my enemies. Going.
So if I have Throgg stand here and go into ambush stance...
I can. Impossible.
Yeah, so he's within reinforcement... Yeah, he's within reinforcement range of Erengrad. We might bait the armies into moving out. If not, and it's just a bit of a stalemate where their 3 stacks are just sitting here staring at me, that's fine. Like, we've got Wulfric coming down. I'm more comfortable about having Wulfric just go out and fight one of these armies. And also, on a turn where I get a block army chance to succeed, or, yeah, attempt to succeed, then we'll have more options. So, Yeah, I'm happy with a little stalemate, temporarily at least.
Despoiled.
Okay, and everyone up here has moved.
The eternal challenger.
Yeah. I guess yeah, I could go ahead and just...
True savages. Overrun the world. Enslave the
pick up these basic marauders. They really don't cost much. Alright, what else have we got to do? I think I have a hero out west. Yeah. So he was coming over to Diedershafen. Alright, this reminds me actually, I meant to start the next monster hunt, which is actually this Salzenmund Soul Eaters. So this involves a bit of movement or raiding in the north of the Empire that we might not be able to get to right away, but we're pretty close to. Alright, and that first step was recruiting Marauder Hunters with Javelins. Okay. Yeah, we can do that pretty soon. Maybe not this turn, I guess. Yeah, so this guy can't block army, but he can at least scout. The advantage of coming across the north of the Empire is we do actually get to take and control these ports, which gives us replenishment. Otherwise, we've got quite a long trek of raising settlements where, you know, it's not going to be any of our territory. Like all the major interior settlements, Middenheim, Wolfenburg, Betschhafen, we just have to raise. Anyway, yeah, we'll figure out exactly what's going on against the Empire in a few turns. Probably once I deal with these three armies, then I'll be able to be free to make some offensive moves, I think. Alright. Out this way, leave Rat Splitter was going to go after Bersenling's camp, and I wanted this hero to come scout. Keep an eye out for any greenskin armies. Yep. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm happy to just leave Volksgrad here. I don't think the Empire's going to be recruiting out of it. Okay, so this is at tier 3. That's quite a lot of gold from sacking, but not enough, I think, because I'd rather occupy this and get it at as high a tier as possible. It's too bad the Greenskins didn't get it to tier 4, but they probably had lots of growth penalties here. Okay, so this shouldn't be a problem.
Annihilation! To their grave.
Level up this guy first.
Wipe them out! All will perish!
I probably should fight this manually, but yeah, we're not going to take much damage on the auto-resolve, and we're replenishing here, so let's just go ahead and occupy it. Alright, so what did we pick up? Unfortunately nothing useful in terms of the second build slot here. This wasn't actually too much better than picking up at tier 1. I guess it's already at tier 2, but still. Okay, so... So what's growth like? 66, but most of that's coming from characters. So I'll come grab Frozen Landing too. I think I should just... Well, it's kind of a tough choice. I want lots of things here. I want the Ruinous Altar so that Public Order and Chaos Corruption sort themselves out, although that should be happening anyway. Yeah. I guess defense is maybe the best option. Could also go for growth. Try to... Yeah, get this up to tier 3. If I don't think someone's going to come and attack here, which I think is possible, but not super likely. I've not seen Greenskins come up this way for a long, long time. The Dwarves have taken territory here in the mountains. Then Gringo's also at war with the Empire. Alright, I'll take a bit of a risk here, I think, and just push for growth. And yeah, keep this army camped out in the settlement. Yeah, too bad we didn't pick up a barracks building that let us go for those Marauder Hunters for that quest step, but that's okay. We'll figure that out. Alright, rank 14 on Leaf Rat Splitter. So 18 for the Mammoth. Okay, that'll be good. I think I just go for the upkeep discount. I'm not so sure what his other red point skills should go on, because this boosts both the hunters and the marauder horsemen, who are the main units. I could go for just a boost on the basic marauders, but I'd rather go for the upkeep discount, because I think that's a safe bet. Alright, and this guy's getting up there in the ranks, which is good. Yeah, so this army is kind of funny. It's not super strong, but it can deal with some situations, and it just has happened that it's been able to come and basically do the fighting out on this side pretty easily. So if I take Frozen Landing, we are going to have to probably deal with the Savage Orcs. If I take this, I imagine they'll sort of wake up and start doing something. I think I can take their army and then their settlement one at a time. It's just both at once are probably an issue. Okay, well, that's everything Leaf can do for now. I'm wondering about giving that headband I picked up to somebody. Or the obsidian trinket, rather. May as well throw that berserker onto Hober, since he does have... Ah, he's got better stuff. Nah, never mind. And you can have the obsidian trinket. Oh yeah, right. So up this way. Military presence 7, so their troops are still in the monolith of Catan. But they've got it up to tier 1, so they have 7 units of garrison here, and I think they can start recruiting this turn. So if I move over this way, I can still recruit Regiment of Renown, right? Yes. I mean, I think my plan here is just not to take any chances. I want to wipe the Dark Elves out here before they can spread to these other settlements. So I basically want to recruit the majority of the worthwhile Regiment of Renown, even though it's going to cost me a lot. Alright, so let's see. I didn't pick up the Skin Wolves because I just have not been impressed with them at all. And I didn't pick up the Marauders because we've already got 3 units of basic Marauders. So is this going to be strong enough? I didn't see exactly what they had in their army. I do know that they had 3 heroes. I think it was 2 assassins and 1 master. The 2 assassins, I mean, the thing is, they can do a fair amount of damage with their missile weapons, but they're not worth like a full unit. They had a master, and their general, I think, had a Pegasus, but yeah, that's not gonna... The Dark Elf Lord on a Pegasus isn't gonna beat the Frost Voider in a one-on-one aerial fight. And we've got Soul Crusher and the Great Moor Herd as like heavy hitters on the ground, plus the Unbreakable Brutes of the Hound Marauders. So I'm thinking this is fine. If they come attack me, obviously they don't get the garrison troops. And if I go to attack them next turn, and then it's like, oh wait, they're way stronger than I thought somehow, we can always pick up those other 2 units. So I think this is good. A little concerned I'm not going to have enough movement to make it next turn. Oh no, it looks like we should be okay.
Carnage at last.
Yeah, so this cost me a lot of extra upkeep, which is not ideal, but money's still fine. In this army I can disband once I've taken this out. I'm considering actually occupying this, but it probably is not quite worth it. I don't want to have to keep an army out here to babysit it, and it would invite people to come attack. It's annoying having to deal with the Dark Elves, but there have been so few attacks out of the West in general that I think I can't really complain overall. Alright. Construction cost down for all buildings. Yeah, I mean, I should stick that onto somebody, but it's honestly kind of unclear who'd even benefit from it. 5 more turns before this gets to tier 5. Alright. Don't think we have any other building to do. No. So in Erengrad, I could demolish this and go for the special building. That would let me recruit Fimir warriors, which would be my front line of choice for Throgg, I think. I mean, this goes public order, goes growth, but those don't actually do anything here because we can't grow the settlement anymore. And chaos corruption's not an issue. Yeah, I mean, this was so cheap, it doesn't really matter that I wasted the gold on it, but I will switch it out for that building. Okay. Nobody knew. Yeah, just have to see what the Empire does over this end turn.
Chieftain of the tribe.
I already shifted a bunch of magic items over to this Fimir. Yeah, Scroll of Stone and Dragon Ogre's Great Horn. He's probably not a great choice for this Berserker's Headband, actually. I'm not sure, does this actually make you go Berserk? I don't think so. But still. It's not like I want him to be melee.
Despoil and ravage.
Oh, you already have the Berserker's Headband. Alright, fair enough. I won't bother switching items around then. Okay. Yeah. And I have a new army starting to be recruited here. Yeah, but that's just...
Tribesmen, gather.
That's going to have to just build up over a number of turns, obviously. And I have all the recruitment discount stuff. Yeah, alright, good. Let's move on.
You want to die now, or when my ice age comes?
Oh, you want a peace treaty when I'm about to attack you. Interesting how that works. Alright, Hockland. Huh. Okay, definitely need more vision of what's happened over here.
You want to die now?
Hockland got confederated by Reichland, although I don't think that really makes very much of a difference. I didn't miss out recruiting another sorcerer. No, I'm at 9 of 9. Okay. I lost track of whether I had an extra slot opening up. So 2... Right. So military presence 13.
Absolutely not.
Oh, there's more troops in Wolfenburg. Okay, but Volkmar definitely force marched out this way, right? Yes. But neither of these armies are Volkmar.
I cannot.
So where have these guys come from?
Unworkable.
Right, this is the army that was in Castle von Rauken. They fought something of the end turn, right? Looks like it.
I will hear your petition, but
So
make
that could-
no promises to act on it.
Could only be Dryker or Grimgor. Well, it doesn't matter too much, I guess. I'm more just concerned, like I was mentioning before, about a sort of a move of Empire troops out this way. But we maybe do have a opportunity here.
My ice age comes.
No. Never.
Alright, this guy's only rank 5. He looks like a good bet for trying to block.
I know where.
Volkmar was in Wolfenburg, right? There's just a limit to how far he could have moved. Alright, I'm a little confused, I guess, but what went on here. 65% block. That's good. Messed it up. Well, so it goes sometimes, I guess. Okay, well,
My challenge? Undeniable.
start by having Warfric stand here. Temporarily go into encamp stance and then help out
Slaughter the sheep.
Lamont with this attack against Zoishank.
Tremble, weaklings.
It's too bad they start recruiting lords here. Although that was it was clearly silly of them to be doing that, so can't really complain. Alright, bunch of followers.
Your will.
Okay, and now I can move back up here and recruit. Good.
journeying. I submit. Understood.
Yeah, very good.
Accepted.
So let's go ahead and... I didn't really want to recruit another Marauder Hunters, but for the sake of the quest completion, I will do it, as well as starting to pick up Marauder Champs. Yeah.
To the four corners.
Alright, now Wolfric can come march down this way, although I wonder if he's not better off going... heading round. I want a turn of replenishment, I guess. Yeah, okay. Let's go for a turn of replenishment in
It is settled.
Erengrad territory. I need to think a bit harder about this. Where are people going?
Soul hex.
You can't make it to there to explore the ruins or anything. That's okay. I think I actually want you to come around this way. Yeah, no military presence in Kislev. No military presence here either. Yep, that's fine. I would love to come and attack and take Kislev, but destroying the Empire armies is a higher priority, I think. Yeah, the fact that there was some other enemy down here who they went after to fight, I'm still kind of baffled by that. It doesn't look like it... Well, it looks like they took a bit of a damage, you know, a little bit of damage on some of their front line, but not too much otherwise. I don't know. Maybe it was just like a greenskin army that was up here randomly, or yeah, greenskin or Triker.
All be slaves.
I think now... Right, they haven't got heroes.
I knew it.
I think now I want to move Throgg down somewhere like here.
Growling.
And go into ambush stance.
Fine.
Gives me a lot more options next turn.
Lord of the monster horde.
We're at full strength. I think ideally the 3 Marauder Champ units would be Bimir, but that's okay.
Where's my next quarter?
So maybe it's most straightforward to just have Wolfric march down and stay near Erengrad.
Unstoppable force.
Tribesmen gather.
So let's turn the taxes off here
See
and then go into raid stance with Wolfric. Yeah, because that actually saves me a couple of thousand gold. Mammoths being expensive. Okay. Almost maxed out with this sorcerer.
Enslave the
Let's get the landmark going here. 5 turns. Okay, well, it's alright. I think...
No. Not possible.
Alright. That's kind of
Trolls.
looking at the situation and thinking I should be a little less aggressive.
Nowhere.
I don't really want Throgg to be ganged up on by multiple armies if he
I'll get there.
comes out of ambush stance. So let's stand here. This way if he's attacked, there's a good chance I can withdraw and either get within reinforcement range of Erengrad, or at least stop one of these armies from being able to actually join in or initiate the attack. Yeah, with that in mind too, let's have Hobart come and stand
speak.
here. And he can go into encamp stance too. So that way...
Never.
Yeah, so that way Throgg only has to withdraw a little tiny distance before he gets Hobia reinforcing. I think that's fine. It's a little bit of a risk, but I think it's okay.
The eternal challenge.
So I could force march into Erengrad with Wulfric, but I don't need to do that, I think. He's standing...
This action does not have my consent.
Yeah, he's standing within reinforcement range, and that raid stance is saving us money. Speaking of money, let's try and get... Yeah, so try and save myself a little bit of cost here on...
Enslave
Army
the
upkeep.
suburbs. Laying to waste.
Alright, so this is the army we knew was here. They've started to recruit, but not recruited anything yet. Okay, and we see more of their army now. So it's the 2 assassins and the master, the lord, who's one of these 2, and then 2 units of Black Ark Corsairs with handbows. Alright, that's not too bad. They're not...
Thirsty.
I mean, they're not bad units, but they're not super high tier. The garrison's got full strength, though. That's a little annoying. Alright.
Move on then.
I think I want to just make sure that we don't have problems here. Let's just
Tremble,
recruit up
weaklings.
all these clowns. So that cost us 2,700 gold, but it doesn't cost us upkeep over this turn.
Annihilation.
Still fight this manually, I think. So I've got... Just check exactly what we're dealing with here. Oh, the Lord's on foot. Why do I think he was on a... Dark Pegasus? Oh well, whatever. The Hunger. Interesting. Is that Isabella's defeat trait? No, surely not. This seems impossible that this lord could have beaten Isabella von Carstein. Anyway, the master is on... Yeah, what are you on? Is this a Dark Steed? I guess it is. Yeah, it's just a Dark Steed. Alright, that's okay. And he still has his bonus versus large, even though he's mounted. This isn't a chariot, is it? No, I don't think so. These 2 guys are both on foot. Yeah, they have their missile weapon. Dark Venom. Yeah, that's okay. Alright. Not quite sure how to approach this, but I think we have enough strong units that we should be able to just more or less overpower them. Can use my Warhounds and maybe the Frostworm to try and hassle their missile units. Our lord here is nothing special, but he has Infernal Dominance, which is hopefully going to be enough. So yeah, they've got the 3 units of Corsair handbows and the 2 units of crossbows in the garrison. That's a reasonable amount of missile fire. Alright, this is our first look as well at the like baby mammoths, who are the Great Moorherd Regiment of Renown. They have this ability like just like Soul Crusher does, which is cool, for the 44% damage resistance. So we'll see how they perform. I'm noticing the leadership's not super high on them. Yeah, in fact they have way worse leadership than any of my other units, so let's make sure they're stuck with the general. I don't think I need to... Yeah, aside from maybe running the Warhounds around and trying to distract their missile units, I don't think I need a particularly subtle approach here. I think I just overpower them, like, front to back, as it were. Alright, everyone get out of here for a second. Okay, let's have the mammoths right in the middle.
Chaos Marauders!
Even our basic marauders should smash through their infantry at this point. Like the combination of the technologies and the experience chevrons, their bleak swords or whatever they're called, won't stand much chance, I don't think. Alright, let's have you 2 units off on the side, because you're faster. Both have Vanguard deployment too. Alright, let's take advantage of that, I guess. And then we've got... Yeah, Fimir can hold one flank, and the Berserkers can hold the other. Alright, what's the dragon gonna do? Dragon's a bit vulnerable to being shot. I hadn't guessed they'd have as many missile weapons, but that's okay. Let's see, so what are the stats on these units? Right, I mean, looking at this is the Black Ark Corsairs with max experience. They still only have 45-36 melee attack defense, whereas my guys have 48-56. And the garrison troops, like, let's see, let's find some... Yeah, this unit, 40-32. Yeah, so we definitely have a big stat superiority over the garrison troops, which is a lot of their numbers here. Too bad we can't really do too much about their missile weapons. I'll try and send the dragon in to breathe ice on them, but I imagine they'll just turn around and start shooting at it. Oh, they're lined up for a breath weapon attack at least. Don't know what this formation is. If they stick in lines like this, we're going to absolutely wreck them. Alright, got yeah, decent kills, but now we are getting shot, so let's pull out of there. Let's have these units come in, try and keep them honest. We don't necessarily need to charge in. Oh yeah, look at this for the... This is what you want to see as a mammoth. Oh, that's a weird expression, but you know what I mean. Yeah, we could over this way. Come over here. I think. Yeah, we're getting a little sort of funneled in, but that's fine. A lot of their troops are missile troops who are trying to retreat, although Vimir got on top of them. I just don't really think they're going to be able to hold us off in melee here. Definitely don't want all of our troops blobbed up like this, but even that's probably fine. Who are you fighting? You might be fighting that guy with the bonus versus large. Let's pull you out. No point really chasing after this assassin. Alright, mammoths are needed to break through. Break through and find something else to trample. Let our infantry just mop up their other units here. You come help this way, I think. Yeah, it's all got a bit scrappy, but like I said before, I think they're just not... They just don't have the strength to take us in a straight-up fight. And they can run around and kite us around, but it just... There's a limit to what it can do. Guess is... Alright, you guys should probably gang up on that assassin. Lord's under attack. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine. So these are dark shards. Alright, we don't need all these units chasing after them. Oops. Taking a little bit too much damage here. They are doing a pretty good job at kiting us around, to be fair. Surprise, surprise, the armored skin roll is getting wrecked. I've criticized this unit before, but they just don't perform very well, to be brutally honest. Alright, some stuff in here shattering. I think that's one of their assassins getting squashed. Yeah, I really can't imagine them being able to do much to win this. They are doing a lot of damage to the Soul Crusher, but yeah, we caught the Dark Shards there. They're just going to get squashed. Alright, find someone to kill. He'll do. These two units have routed. Alright, don't really care too much about them, I think. Victories on our grasp. Alright. This is a bit of a... Yeah, a bit of an expensive I don't know, distraction or whatever you want to call it, but as I said, we've not had many people actually coming up the west coast, so unless there's like more stacks on the way from Malice or whatever, it's all good. I think the new army of mammoths I'm recruiting should head west and either recolonize Norscan ruins or actually try and take territory, for example, in Albion. Alright, this is basically over, I think. Alright, yeah, they got the ambulances. And they're inside the settlements, they're all dead. I will just raise this for now, though. I don't want to have to pay to keep this extra army around. We're at the point where the that big 75% discount from being the true Everchosen is completely cancelled out by having 6 or 7 armies. So, yeah, I just want this gone. Warrior Bane. Alright, that's actually not a bad weapon. Got them completely sorted out. Great. So, as I mentioned, yeah, I want to just get rid of this whole army. Yeah, save us a big chunk of money. And whenever the next clowns come attack us out of the west, we should have this army ready to go.
Chieftain of the tribe, I submit.
No, that doesn't actually get us money at this point. Alright. Yeah, we still have to... I got halfway through moving stuff, right? Don't see any troops there. Alright, let's attempt to block Carl again. This may be a silly idea, and I should just go for the steel technology or something to build up his levels. I think it's roughly 1% per level. You change the success or failure rate of the hero abilities. I mean, there's other factors too, but I think that's basically how it works. Alright, I'm thinking at the Tower of Crack, I don't need these defenses anymore. I would rather switch those for maybe the Marble Quarry, which gives us a faction-wide building discount, or maybe just money, or something else. Okay, and I haven't moved Leaf over here. Or you, alright. I got that wrong. I should have moved him. I wanted him to have enough movement to make that attempt. It doesn't matter too much. He's already ranked 31. I'm not seeing any troops of Grimgors at all here, which is obviously fantastic for us. I can't make it to Frozen Landing, that's okay. We're at full strength here. Yeah, so we just come stand there, go into raid camp. Public order is going to drop a bit here, but we'll manage. In fact, we can just turn off the taxes. Next turn we'll take this. I think that'll... Yeah, we can take this and then we can come like raid the Savage Orcs or something to try and get them to come attack us. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't know quite what's happened to them. I feel like the AI for the Savage Orcs is kind of derped out a bit. Like, I think, given where my troops are and stuff, I think they should have come colonize these regions, but whatever, something's stopping them. But not to worry. Alright. Yeah, did stuff a bit out of order, but I think I've finished everything here, actually. Next turn we'll be able to get on with the monster hunt. Right, you can still move. Okay. So no troops in Salzenmund. Middenheim doesn't have anyone either. Yeah. A lot of the Empire's forces are on this border. Right, let's see what happens over the end turn. If all goes well, these armies go somewhere that, I don't know, harmless, where I can still keep an eye on them. And then Throgg can come down, blow this up, and kill whatever's in this army. And
I am the one.
yeah, Wulfric's healing to fall. And I think I'm happy to have Wulfric come after Karl or Wolfenburg. Maybe it makes sense probably to go along the coast and take the coastal regions. Anyway, I think we should be in good shape. Alright, and there's a confederation with Hockland, but they only had one settlement anyway, and so I don't think it really affects anything. Got new technology on the way, yeah. Doing well on technology. I think this is the... I know it's like turn 130 or whatever, but we've got up to 300% research rate, which is higher than I ever remember with this faction before, so pleased about that. Double checking everything here. Alright, I think we're good. Okay, Nagaron confederated Karankar. I don't think I saw any of their troops at any point. No, that's a lot of Empire stacks. Okay, maybe I won't be attacking Castle von Rauken next turn.
Don't care who you are! I smash you!
Yeah, so Grand out in the west has just not managed to finish off the Aghal, which is funny. I think Nagaron's probably going to confederate them sooner rather than later. Huh. Alright, what happened there? Okay, quest completed. Raid Middenheim. Right, so this is why I didn't do this Monster Hunt quest earlier, because we were ways away from getting an army into Middenheim to raid, but I think it's not so unreasonable now. Alright, nothing happened up this way. Yeah, and they're still...
I have seen your death, and it is gruesome.
They're not ranked as particularly strong, but they have not managed to come to the Fortress of the Damned and actually finish off the Aghal, which is funny. But the Aghal are just sat... Yeah, I mean, I guess they just don't have the economy. I don't know how they ended up at war with the Heralds of Ariel, that's funny. Let's just have a quick check of Nagarond. Okay, so in terms of the west, apart from the Aghal, they're friendly with Grond, who's the green here, and the yellow is Malekith himself, but they've got enemies right up here. I think the Heralds of Ariel probably have all of this mountain range right in the west. That did kind of happen in my Malekith campaign. They have all of this territory down here, Hagrief, Clackarond, and they also now have Karankar over this way, plus Albion, of course. Then looking at Ulthuan, they've actually managed to get a bit of a foothold. Oh, they took Tor of Res. Yeah, I'd call that a foothold. So, alright, they're also not at war with Nagarith, and I think there's no chance that they'd sign a peace treaty. So I believe that means that Etain has confederated Nagarith. So maybe the Dark Elves are actually doing pretty well for themselves overall. Earlier it looked like the High Elves had all of Ulthuan and a big chunk of this territory, and I think they do still have a bit of this, but some of this is the Wood Elves. Alright. I think from our point of view this is still all good. I mean, I can't see Nagarond launching much of the way of attacks against us. But I also don't think there's any chance we come into contact with the High Elves, so... Alright, so what happened here? So this is, what, 5 armies? Right.
Not possible.
Sigmar forbids this.
Unwise.
Yeah, it's only really like 4 stacks worth of troops, I guess. Where can Wulfric move to?
Sea fangs ready.
Alright. Hmm.
My ice age comes.
Yeah, lots of options here. Could certainly make an attack using Lightning Strike, try and kill some of these troops. It's too bad the one on Force March is down at the bottom here. So if I came and attacked that with Throgg, I'd then be stuck in the zone of control of the castle, have to fight my way out, which would use a bunch of movement. But if I was to go after, say, this guy, I still have 45% movement left. Now I'd end up in the same position where I have to sack the settlement. So who's actually in the settlement? Let's see here. Military presence 20, so there is a full stack there. And that must mean, yeah, again, there's another full stack in Wolfenburg.
Not possible.
Volkmar's in the settlement then? Right.
Battle time is feeding time.
One possibility is to just bring Wulfric down here to go into ambush stance. Let the Empire make the first move here. I'm not sure how much I like that. On the other hand, there's so much force here that I Throgg can't fight it all at once, obviously. Okay, let's come back to this. I think there's other stuff I need to take care of this turn that's simpler.
Despoil and ravage.
Alright. Let's go ahead and sack Zoishank again.
Laying to waste. Journey.
I don't get much for doing that, but rolling followers and getting levels on this general's not too bad, I think. Yeah, start to get upkeep discount. So let's see, what does this do? Income 50. The trade resource doesn't do anything for us in a Total War campaign. Construction cost minus 5% for all buildings faction-wide. Yeah. I think that's worth getting. I guess an alternative would be to go for the actual money building. Income from sacking 5%, income from raiding plus 10%, and then the 400 per turn. We're going to have a fair amount of building to do as settlements get up to tier 5. Let's go for that. Resource building.
Harbinger of war.
Alright, doesn't seem like this hero can get involved in any army blocking this turn. Let's have him... I guess I could... Can I search this? No, it's been searched too recently. Can't get over to Prague. Let's have him head down this way. I don't think there's troops out here, but we've sort of left Hell Pit a bit exposed. Alright, let's go take care of Frozen Landing. So I think at the end of the end turn we saw a revolt happen and the revolt was repelled by the garrison, but hopefully that means they're not at full strength. So would I want this 10,000 gold for sacking it? Or would I rather take it at tier 2 over tier 1?
Enslave the Southerners.
Let's do a check of that. So if I... Oh, it doesn't say how much this costs. I guess it should for Winterpire. It's like 1,600? Yeah, 1,600 before discounts. So it's 1,600 gold plus the cost of 1 food surplus, which is not that much. It costs so much food to, so much growth to get up to the 3rd and 4th population surplus to get to tier 4, that extra 1 is really not a lot. Alright, I'm going to sack this. Bring in a bit of extra gold.
Ravage. To the Slaughter!
Yeah, and their garrison is a bit depleted. No problem at all.
Carnage at last! Laying to waste!
And occupy.
Chieftain of the tribe!
Alright. Another point in there. Very close to getting Arcane Conduit on this sorcerer, which is excellent. And this guy gets Deadly Onslaught soon, that's good too.
True savages!
Alright, so we have to spend a bit of gold fixing that up, but that's okay. Get this up to tier 2. And we'll stabilize Public Audit. I'm just going to stay here for at least a turn to see what the Savage Orcs do. If they don't do anything... I can't imagine they don't come attack this if I move out, right? But anyway, we'll figure that out next turn.
Battle is foreseen.
Alright, I think we should try and block one of these full stacks.
Impossible.
Oh, Volkmar's probably a poor choice.
Unworkable.
Yeah, this guy's ranked 29. Let's see. Okay, this is another Death Law Wizard who I think had got basically everything. Wound. So what's the chance of blocking this one? 66%. Right.
Never!
Because that's because the general's low rank. It's still a 3/4 of a stack.
Did you say something?
Magnus, Herman, it's only 42%. Yeah, and Volkmar's going to be 47%. 67%. Okay. So I think it's either... let's go for the 67% one. Success. There's another stack here. Oh wait, and what's this? This looks like an army in some kind of stance, right?
I eat my
I
enemies.
think. Let's see. Yeah. Balthazar Gelt. Alright, so the whole of the Empire is emptied. I think it's fair to say.
Not likely.
Yeah. Well, definitely poses an interesting problem. The game reckons Gelt can get as far as Erengrad this turn. How about... Oh, it's so hard to click on the right one.
Unachievable.
Yeah, it doesn't show movement for these. I'm just not sure how to go about dealing with this. I think, again, I do think Ambush Stance is
Eternal challenger.
good for us here for sure.
Enslave the Southerners.
I see death.
But if Throgg stays where he is, and even if he ambushes an army, he could get hit by basically 4 stacks next turn.
Harbinger of war.
Now, this block army attempt is... Oh, right. Yeah. I was about to say this block army attempt's not really likely to succeed, but thought it was worth going for anyway. I should have checked the chance of the hero getting wounded. Okay, it's not too big a deal, I guess.
Slaughter the sheep.
There is this little, like, I don't know, little path into
Speak. Done.
Erengrad.
An unstoppable force.
Let's have Wolfric stand there in ambush stance.
I rule.
So have Throgg stand back up here and also go into ambush stance.
Carthage.
So now it looks like,
This action does not have my consent.
yeah, so now it looks like there's just Hober's army and the Arengrad garrison.
Mutant beast.
I'm still not sure I'm really playing this in a smart way. I'm obviously being pretty cowardly here. I did not figure they'd have... I figured they'd have like 3 or 4 armies, not like 6 or 7. I mean, 6 or 7 right up here.
Greetings.
It's annoying because they're fighting Grimgor, who has a ton of territory bordering the Empire in the south, but yet they throw everything at Arengrad. Anyway, whatever. I think we can deal with this, we just have to be very careful. Having Wolfric down here and having the option for him to initiate attack is good, I think.
Let's fight.
Although all of their missile weapons and artillery do wear down the mammoths. I don't know how many of their armies I could fight in a single turn.
Unworkable.
Alright, this army's a bunch of low tier crap at least. Oh, so's that one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think we just have to wait and see. Hope they make a poor move and that we can punish them. They may at least move up into this area with armies if they don't see our full strength. I could even go into ambush stance with Hober, right? No, let's just leave it. I don't want to, yeah. I don't want to make myself look completely helpless. That could backfire, I think. Alright, spent long enough faffing around here. Got other stuff to take care of.
Yes.
No green skins.
Going.
That's good. Alright, that looks like everyone. And yeah, I don't think anything... I think I did the building stuff already. Oh no, I didn't. Grayling Moot got to tier 4. Nice. So what do I want to do here? Grayling Moot. So... could go for this for an extra Balefiend hero capacity. Yeah, I do want more Balefiends. I mean, I've already got the sorcerer building. I guess I could. Actually, I could go for the go for an extra Werkin instead. Yeah, that's probably more impactful. All right. Nothing else to do there. I dislike putting the initiative in the hands of the AI, but the distances are just a little awkward. I think what I might do, if they don't sort of make a more concentrated like push up north, if they still just hang around here, I might push out and have my 3 armies a little further south.
Bring death.
One of the things I'm also just not thrilled about is these battles including a ton of troops. Like, I think we start to do a lot worse in that situation. I mean, the mammoths take care of themselves, but there's too much micromanagement of units needed with between heroes and a bunch of infantry who I don't want to get shot by artillery or whatever.
You want to die now?
Nope. Alright, so sent a hero up. Okay. Balthasar Gelt came up. Ah. Well, I guess they spotted the ambush then. Oh boy. Yeah, what a mess. Alright, well, I'm not sure exactly what my plan is going to be here. I think I will contemplate that for the next video. Obviously, would be good to take out a chunk of the Empire army, which we have a chance to do here. We're in our own territory, so we do get to replenish, assuming we win. I'm a little concerned about which units of mine are going to be showing up here. But that's okay. They're attacking us, which means... yeah, we can... yeah, these battles, it is just literally 4 stacks against 4 stacks, up to 1 or 2 units, right? Yeah. They've got a really low quality stack here, which helps us a lot. Unfortunately, they do have... I mean, even this isn't that dangerous, I guess. They do have a... yeah, they do have nasty units. Considering they've got almost 80 units total, they don't have a ton of artillery. Alright, let's leave it for now. I'll come back and think about this, but we're in for an epic and probably extremely sloppy battle next time. Alright, thanks for watching.